On the screen is a screenshot of Japanese college students at a job hunting rally in Tokyo from February 2009. There were 3,000 students at this rally and they were on fire to begin their career. And as I look at this photo and take note of their enthusiasm, I can't help but sigh. Why? Well, the economy sucks for one thing, so they're not going to have an easy time of it. But not only that. When I looked at the photo, I thought of how so many people were doing the same thing at the same time and in the same way, and most of them, if not all, were going to get the same result: no job. In this presentation, I want to show you how to break the cycle of job search insanity by sharing with you something different. And what different thing am I going to show you? Well, in a nutshell, I'm going to show you how to find opportunities that people tend to overlook with traditional job search methods. Welcome to my presentation, How to Find Hidden Jobs. Hello, my name is Stroud, and welcome to my presentation, How to Find Hidden Jobs. It is my hope that at the end of this presentation that you are, one, awake, and two, that you are energized with this new and actionable information that you can immediately apply to your job search. This is a free presentation, and as such, I would ask that you do one or all of the following favors for me. Okay, guys, this is my favor. I really want to get the word out about this video because it is my intent that this is the first in a long series of job search strategy videos that I want to produce. So if you help me get the word out about this, I really appreciate that. And to do that, I would ask that you post a link to this video on Facebook. If you have a Twitter account, then please tweet it. Tweet it now, tweet it often. If you use social bookmarking sites like StumbleUpon or Dig or Delicious, things like that, please, by all means, please link to this video. After you've watched the video, if you would, leave your comments there in the comment section. Down there just beneath this video, leave a comment. Your feedback will help me make the next video that much better, so I really appreciate that. If you don't have time to watch the entire video at this moment, or if you just don't feel like taking a bunch of notes, you can download a PDF version of this video. The link is right there on the screen. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. There is a link to the PDF that you can download the entire presentation as a PDF. Am I rumbling over my words? Yeah, I think I am. You can, let's try this again. If you would like to download a PDF version of this presentation, there is a link on the screen. The PDF version of this presentation will have additional notes that I am not including inside this video because I did not want to give you information overload. So it's really cheap, as you can see there on the screen. So feel free to download that for additional information. But if not, then just enjoy the information that's here inside this video now. So I think that is everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So here we go. So how do recruiters find candidates? Well, it's an important question to ask, especially if you are a job seeker. Why? Well, if you know where recruiters are going to be, it's in your best interest to make sure that your resume is there. Now, I polled some of my recruiter friends and also reflected back on my decade-plus experience in the recruiting industry. And these are the top, I think it's what, five or so places that recruiters go to look for talent. Okay, for most of you, this may not be a startling revelation. However, for our purposes, I want to direct your attention to two of these sources, job boards and web search. I bet this is something that you, as a job seeker, probably don't think about, which is job boards cost money. Let me show you some numbers. In 1994, It costs employers roughly $5,000 to post 30,000 jobs on the internet, on various job boards and so forth. By 2008, to post the same number of jobs cost $1,900,000. Now that was in 2008. What is the cost today? Probably more than that. So what does this mean? Well, two things come to mind. One, large companies want to save some money, especially these days. So they look for ways to find resumes for free and sort of cut down on the cost of job boards. Smaller companies that may not have access to all of the job boards, maybe one or two, if that much, they're looking for ways to find free resumes so that they do not have to pay the cost of posting jobs to various job boards. So because large companies and small companies are both looking for free resumes, do you know where they turn to? They all go to Google or Bing or Yahoo for that matter, and they do a search for free resumes. Now, how do they go about finding free resumes on search engines? Well, let me show you how. Okay, on the screen is an example of how I, in my recruiter role, would find a free resume. I would type in entitle:/resume.of, which is basically saying I want you to find Google a document on the web that has resume of in the title. I would add the word education because that's the word that's typically on a resume. A keyword I would use would be programmer or some other type of job title. I don't want job descriptions to come back, so I would ask Google not to return results that include the words jobs or submit or apply, because job descriptions usually have the word jobs in them. They may ask you to submit your resume or to apply here, submit your resume, that kind of thing. And then finally, I would let me go back to it there. I would say I'll add in this term here, ext:/PDF, which is basically asking Google to only return me documents that are PDF documents. And I do that because most resumes, well, not most resumes, a lot of resumes are in PDF format. So these are the results that you see on the screen, the resume of Atul Varma, of David, of Michael, of William, etc., etc., etc. So my question to you as you see this, although you may not quite understand fully the type of Google search that I've just done, what may be of interest to you is this. If I did a search like this and instead of programmer, I put in your job title, would I find your resume? That is the question. Of course, if your resume is not on the web somewhere where I can access it free, then the answer is pretty much no. Uploading your resume to a job board, say Monster, for example, is a good start, but not the best finish. Why? Simply because companies have to pay to access your information that way. However, think about this. If you were to post your resume online for free on your own website or your own blog, for example, then any recruiter can do a search on Google, for example, and find your resume for free, saving them a lot of money. And as you know, these days, everyone is looking to save money. Now, I am convinced that only a few people, relatively speaking, do not understand or realize the simple fact that companies want to find resumes for free. Why do I say that? I did some research earlier this year on Google, Yahoo, and Bing just to see how many resumes I could find out there for free in various industries and so forth. And what I found was somewhat surprising to me. Again, this is as scientific as I can make it. If you want to see the research, there's information on the screen where you can sort of check it out for yourself in detail. But I found that there were less than 4 million resumes on the internet. Actually, I think it was like around 3.4, 3.2, somewhere in there. So it was much less. It was less than 4 million resumes online. This lets me know that a lot of people just don't realize that if they put their resumes out there for free on their own homepage or blog, and it does not cost any money to do this because there's so many places you can host your resume for free online. People just don't seem to know this, so I really, really hope if you get nothing else, you really understand this point. Put your resume online for free so all recruiters can access it without having to pay anything. Let me show an example of what I mean. This is a web page that I created back in 2002. It was essentially created to attract recruiters who were looking on Google and Yahoo and other search engines for someone with my background. And although I created, as I said, back in 2002, it is still working for me now. Let me show you how it's still working for me now. Okay, here's another search I want to show you guys. Now, here, like my earlier demo, I'm looking for the word resume in the title of a document. I'm looking for the word recruiter, looking for the word education because that's usually on a resume. Recruiter here, if it wasn't plain before. Recruiter here is a keyword that I'm using because I want to find the resume of a recruiter. I want to look for the resume of a recruiter in Atlanta, so I add the word Atlanta there. I don't want job descriptions, so I, as before, ask Google not to return documents or, results that have the word jobs or submit or apply. There are a lot of sample resumes on the web, so I don't want a sample resume or an example of a resume, which is why I have minus sample and minus example there. And so I type that in and I do a Google search, and wow, what do you know? My resume is number 1. Huh. Hey, I have a question for you. If you were to go online to find a job, where would you go? This article is a year old, but I highly doubt that it changed all that much. Basically, what it's saying is that traffic to job boards has skyrocketed. This means that everybody is going to job boards looking for jobs. While this may be a good start for your job search, it certainly is not a good finish. I have a pop quiz for you. How many job boards are there online? 5, 10, 100? Think about it for, say, 30 seconds. I'll give you the answer after a quick word from one of our sponsors. So, how many job boards are there out there? If you were to visit Weddles, if you were to visit Weddles.com, you could buy a guide to find the best of the 100,000 plus employment-related sites on the internet. 100,000. Wow. Okay, so here is tip number 2. That tip is to simply search all the job boards that are out there. Searching 100,000 job boards may seem difficult, to say the least, but it's actually a little easier than you may think, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Keep in mind that all online jobs are not on job boards. And finally, I want to show you in this tip section here how to automate when possible, because I love automation. Okay, let me show you a few things. Okay, what I'm going to do with this demonstration is I'm going to show you how to find recruiter jobs across the various hundreds of thousands, across the thousands of different job boards out there that you have not heard of. On the screen here, you'll see that I'm looking for the word recruiter in the title of a online document. I'm looking for the word also job or jobs or careers in the title of a web document. And I'm looking also for the words apply or submit or EOE, which stands for Equal Opportunity Employer. I do a quick search, as I've already done. As you see here are various jobs that are on different websites. Look, for example, here, this is recruiter jobs on jobs.aol.com. Here's a site, recruitingjobs.com. Here's another one for BCG search. Another one for jobsearch.monster. There's one there. Environmentalchemistry.com careers. So as I look through some of these results, I'm discovering different sites, jobs.guardian.co.uk, that I had not heard of before, nurse-recruiter.com, that I had not heard of before. And of course, these are Cypress Recruiter. These are, of course, those thousands of job career sites that I've never heard of, but because I know how to search Google a certain way, I'm able to see those jobs and then, of course, apply as I would like to. Now, going through all of the results here, this result, there are 1,020,000 results that you see here. That is quite a few jobs to go through. And if I have time, of course, I would go through them all if that's the kind of opportunity I was looking for. But let's say I take the time to go through all these results and I still want to find new results as they hit the web. Well, I could either one, do this search every single day and hope to find new stuff, or I can just simply copy my search string here, hop on over to Google Alerts, and you can get there by going to google.com/alerts. I would add in the search string that I just did, that I showed you, for finding a recruiter job. And then let me click the preview results link. That will let me see the type of results that I will be getting back from Google. And let's say I like this. So I'm going to say, I want you to search only everything for that matter. Yeah, everything. And I want you to search once a day. Let's say once a day. Once a day? No, once a week. I'm going to go with once a week because I don't want my email to be clogged up. All right, my Google Gmail account is right here. I will click Create Alert. And now, once a week, Google will search everything that Google searches. And it will send me an email with links that will look pretty much like this, letting me know of different recruiter jobs that Google has indexed into its search engine. So in this way, I've automated my job search across thousands of job boards that I normally would not have even been aware of. So hopefully you like that. I think it's pretty cool. Let me share with you an article that's a bit dated, but it's still very true today. Companies, as I said earlier, are looking to save money, just like you are. And that being the case, you will find more jobs on the career section of a company website versus a job board. Why? Well, simply put, it doesn't cost the company anything extra to post information on their own website. Make sense? Here is a website that I highly recommend. It's called jobcentral.com. What JobCentral does is allow you to search the career sections of many of the major Fortune 500 companies from one page. Be sure to check it out. I have nothing but ooey gooey lovey-dovey feelings for jobcentral.com. Do you know what really happens when you submit your resume to a company? It gets sucked into a black hole and you never know if it was even looked at. Well, that is until Resume Bear. Escape the black hole with Resume Bear. Now you can know for sure that your resume arrived safely and receive notification when it is reviewed. Resume Bear. Wow. Okay, now here is a tip that may seem counterintuitive. The tip is, do not wait for a job description to be written before you apply for work. Basically, what I am suggesting is that you find announcements where companies are announcing that they're going to make massive hires. And then as soon as they make that announcement, start networking your way into the company. Let me show you a few examples just to make sure we're on the same page. Let me show you an example of what I mean when I say look for companies that are announcing massive hires. Check this article out here. Okay, this article says Dynetics adding hundreds of jobs in Huntsville. As I sort of scan through this, I see that they are going to create 350 new jobs. These 350 jobs will pay over an average of $100,000 a year. That's pretty cool. And since it's in Huntsville, I see that it is in Atlanta. Now, these jobs are a result of them building a new facility, which will take place in November. And that's when they get started, November 2010, and expected to finish by early 2012. Okay, now these jobs are a ways off to be sure, but if these jobs are going to pay on average $100,000 a year, and it's 350 of them, then what's wrong with contacting Dynetics now, networking into a recruiter, and say, hey, I know that you're going to be hiring a lot for this facility. What kind of jobs are you looking to hire? Perhaps you would have an interest in someone with my expertise. I'm looking also at this article here. Says Cummins announces 350 new jobs. Now in this article I see that they're going to hire 350 people. They currently employ 6,000 people, and these jobs are as a result of a new office that they will be fixing up and habitating soon, and they're expected to fill by 2011, early 2011. Okay, at this writing, or at least at this point in the video, it's the year 2010, November 2010. So if they are going to fill these positions by early 2011, again, I should contact Cummins and at the very least see, what kind of opportunities that they have coming around the corner and apply. Makes sense? This article here is for a company called Grupo Inc. They are actually the company behind Groupon. I don't know if you heard of Groupon. It's a pretty cool company. But they received an investment package from the government, $3.5 million, and they're going to use that $3.5 million to hire 250 new employees in Chicago at the Groupon headquarters in Chicago. So it does not say here specifically that I can see at a glance what those jobs are in particular. But hey, I have a company name, Groupon. I have a location, Chicago. And I know they're hiring 250 people, or at least they plan on hiring 250 people in the very near future. It would be in my best interest to reach out to them and say, hey, I know you guys are hiring around the corner. These are my skill sets. Perhaps we can talk. Does that make sense? Now, if you like this kind of thing, I'm going to show you 2 ways where you can easily find this type of information, these type of news articles. In your particular city or town and around the world for that matter. So here is one of the 2 ways I'm going to show you how to find this information. Okay, in this example, as you can see, we are here on Google News. And you can get there by going to news.google.com. And what I want to do is I want to do a search of all the different news headlines that Google indexes. And I'm looking in the title of news stories, the word hiring, or Google, if you would, look in the title of news stories for the term new jobs. Okay, and then because I'm in Atlanta, I want to add the keyword Georgia because I'm interested in jobs in Georgia. So I click, search news, and I see here that Ryla is hiring 1,400 new customer service jobs in Atlanta. A company called Systemax is hiring 400 in Georgia. That's pretty cool. If I wanted to, I could sort of refine these searches so that I can see just the news that I've searched for that has posted within the last hour, within the last day, within the last week or month. If I wanted to sort it by date, so simply click that. And ideally, you might like this. If I wanted to send myself an email alert, and every time something new every time a similar news story like the one I just showed you gets indexed by Google, I could get an email alert by simply clicking create an email alert. And it brings me back to this familiar page, Google Alerts. So by doing that, I just sort of click once a day or once a week or as it happens, and click create alert. And then as it happens, when news stories are indexed in the Google News site, I get an alert in my email. How cool is that? Of course, the easiest way to find this information without all the Google searching is simply to subscribe to the Hidden Job Report and receive updates of hidden jobs all over the world for free. It doesn't get any easier than that. Subscribe now, subscribe often. Okay, stay tuned. I have one more tip to give you after this quick word for one of our sponsors. Job-hunt.org, the free award-winning employment portal with so much to offer. free online job search guides, links to local resources, directories of links to job search resources, directory of links to networking resources, online job hunting basics, 500 plus job search and career articles, free job search ebooks, job hunt experts, and more. Check it out online, job-hunt.org. Okay, here's a question you probably were not expecting me to ask, but I'm going to ask anyway. How can a semiconductor chip company make a profit if the chip price always plummets after a few months? Do you know the answer? I'm waiting. Okay, I will confess. I have no clue as to how to answer that question. Do you? If you do not know the answer to that question, then you are not an expert in the field of semiconductor chips. If you do not know the answer, then you probably do not work in that industry at all, at least not on the technical side of things, or the sales side of things. If you do work in the industry, but just don't have an answer to my question, then I might not want to talk to you because you were not able to answer my question. However, if you do work in the semiconductor chip industry and you know the answer to my question, then you probably said something like this. The thing that causes the price of a newly introduced product to plummet is the introduction of a newer product with better features. It is possible to maintain the premium price unless and until the product becomes technically obsolete. That means that a manufacturer must do three things, blah, 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 blah. Now, imagine that you are a chemist and someone asked a very difficult question of you, and you instead, or rather in response to that, answered the question correctly. Wouldn't that mean that you have more than a cursory knowledge on the topic? Wouldn't that mean you just more than likely impressed someone who could quite possibly hire you or connect you with someone who could hire you? If not full-time, then perhaps part-time. So what's to stop you from saying to that person after you have correctly answered their question, of course, if I can be of further service to you, feel free to email me. Or perhaps this may solve your problem in the interim, but I know how to resolve it long-term and it's too much to go into here. Feel free to call me and I will give you more information. Of course, when they reach out to you, ask them about their issues and offer your services. You have already proven your worth and given them a free sample of what you can do by answering their question. Get it? Good. Now, the example that I gave you came from Yahoo Answers, but there are a lot of question and answer sites online, actually a whole lot of them. But here's a short list of the more popular ones. Yahoo Answers, AnswerBag, Wiki Answers, anybody out there, Askville, etc., etc., etc. Well, that's it. You made it to the end of the presentation. Are you still awake? I hope so. And actually, I hope even more so that I've said something or shared something with you that will be instrumental in your job search. Now, if you would, please link to this video on your Facebook, tweet it on Twitter, and leave a positive comment, preferably, or on this blog post. I really want to hear from you because your feedback will help my next job search video be that much better. Okay? There's also some additional information on the screen. As you see there, please act accordingly. And I think that's about it. If you want to reach out to me personally, I'm very approachable. Just go to my website at www.jimstroud.com. I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you in the very near future. Until then, happy job hunting.